Puntland's success in combating a growing Islamic State group presence in the northeastern region is particularly notable given the relative lack of success of the central Somali government's confrontation with the al-Qaeda-affiliated group Harakat al-Shabaab al-Mujahideen, more commonly known as al-Shabaab, which for about 2 decades has waged war against federal forces. Islamist groups have been part of Somalia's fractured political landscape since the country's descent into civil war in the 1980s.
Islamic State is expanding its operation in northern Somalia, despite efforts from Somali forces to tackle the rising threat. The fighting is being mostly carried out by forces in the semi-autonomous Puntland region, and it has been substantial as soldiers in this remote area have faced obstacles including harsh terrain, ambush attempts and hidden explosive devices. They have made gains, Sky reported, uncovering a network of caves and bunkers, including a bomb factory making bombs to be attached to drones, rockets and suicide vests. Soldiers recovered large stashes of unused rockets and homemade bombs and found evidence that IS is working with other extremist groups like the Houthis in Yemen.
I am confident that there is, to an extent, a cooperation between the two. We have found letters that indicate there is correspondence between the Islamic State group and the Houthis.
In February, the US military conducted airstrikes against Islamic State operatives in Somalia. The first attacks in the African nation during President Donald Trump's second term. The strikes by US Africa Command were directed by Trump and coordinated with Somalia's government. An initial assessment by the Pentagon indicated that multiple operatives were killed. The Pentagon said it assessed that no civilians were harmed in the strikes. Trump, in a post on social media at the time, said a senior IS planner and recruits were targeted in the operation. The US has carried out subsequent strikes in recent months, according to US Africa Command. The Pentagon's counter-terrorism strategy in Africa has been strained as 2 key partners, Chad and Niger, ousted US forces last year and took over key bases that the US military had used to train and conduct missions against terrorist groups across the Sahel. The vast arid expanse south of the Sahara Desert. US military officials have warned that IS cells have received increasing direction from the group's leadership that relocated to northern Somalia. That has included how to kidnap Westerners for ransom, how to learn better military tactics, and how to hide from drones, and how to build their own small quadcopters. The IS affiliate in Somalia emerged in 2015 as a breakaway faction from al-Shabaab, al-Qaeda's East African link, and is most active in Puntland, particularly in the Galgala Mountains, where it has established hideouts and training camps and is led by Abdul Qadir Mumin.
It is a good thing to protest against al-Shabaab. However, Somali people in general, and those in Mogadishu particularly, need to unite in fighting against the enemy.
We came here at Lido Beach to show we can't be intimidated. Mogadishu people are not afraid of Karijite enemy. As long as we are alive, we will stay here in our country because we don't have another country.
While its influence is relatively limited compared to al-Shabaab, IS in Somalia has been involved in attacks in southern and central Somalia. The group funds its activities through extortion, smuggling and illicit taxation, particularly in some coastal areas where it has attempted to control local businesses. Despite facing counter-terrorism pressure from Somali security forces, US airstrikes and al-Shabaab rivalries, it continues to operate in remote and urban areas, seeking to expand its influence through recruitment and propaganda. The number of IS militants in the country are estimated to be in the hundreds, mostly scattered in the Kal-Misgat Mountains in Puntland's Bari region. According to the International Crisis Group, the United Nations says a threat from Islamic State and al-Qaeda extremists and their affiliates is most intense in parts of Africa. And risks are growing in Syria, which both groups view as a strategic base for external operations. Africa Bureau, WION World is One.